Let's talk about suction. When you think Dyson, think manchestervax.com.
Hello there, today I'm going to talk about the Dyson Gen5detect, which is one of Dyson's larger cordless models, and it's one of the most expensive ones. I don't know when you're watching this video, but at the time I'm making it in 2025, these cost 650 quid. That's with a discount on Dyson's site. So they're a lot of money. Are they worth the money? Well, we're going to have a quick look at them. My first observation with these machines is that they are quite heavy. So there's always a trade-off between cordless and power. Or weight and power. So you have something, it's not possible really, in my opinion, yet. The technology is not quite there for you to have something super powerful and very lightweight. And that's whether you're going with cordless or whether you're going with the mains machine. If you're going to have something that's got good performance, it's going to be heavy. And this is comparatively heavy for a cordless machine. This is 3.5 kilos in total. I've just put it on the scales. It's 3.5 kilos. So even if you've got even a little bit lighter without the pole and head, you stick a tool on there and you're dusting with it, that's going to be like a workout. You may as well be going to the gym. Have one in each hand, it'd be like doing the weights. But are they effective on the floor? Yes, they are. They're really a natural progression. I wouldn't quite say a facelift, but they're a natural progression on from the V11. They do have one or two different parts. There are slight differences in some of the tool fittings. In fact, that is something that people find confusing. If you have tools from the older V machines, the V7, the V8, V10, V11, V15, the normal tools like crevice tools and tools that are not electrified will fit on these machines. You can use your old tools that way. In terms of old electrically driven tools, this is what Dyson do. They love doing this. They've changed the socket in here just a little bit, which is what they do over the years. And what you will find is some older electrically driven tools won't fit it. Some will, some won't. Depends who makes them. Some of the aftermarket ones will. Some of the genuine ones will. It's going to be a bit hit and miss. So if you're going to be buying electrically driven tools for these, make sure you buy them from a seller, someone like us for example, a seller who knows what they're talking about. Now I'll show you a little weird design quirk on this. Dyson have hidden away the crevice tool and they've hidden it in the pole here. So you press the red button and it comes out like this. And it is a bit like a multifunction tool. Whether you think that's a nice bit of quirky design or whether you think it's completely unnecessary and 50 quid of what you're paying for, I suppose depends upon your point of view. Now with these detects you do get two heads. You do get the standard head here, which is what you will be used to seeing on like a V10 or a V11. And you also get one of these fluffy optic heads, which again we've seen them before on the V11s. For the floors, the one with the little green light that shows you the dust, which is nice for your hard floors. Obviously the other one is more designed for carpets. Now one of the things that they have changed about these, there is no trigger anymore. On the older ones there was a trigger here, wasn't there, a red trigger that used to go wrong if it was a early V11. There's a screen on the back here. You've got a power button here, you've a speed button here. Now one of the things that I'm not that keen on about these is the fact that when you start them up, they start on the middle speed. If you want them on the high speed, you've got to press that button a couple of times. I'll show you what I mean. So I have to press that 3 times to get that up to high speed. It depends how you use the machine. For me, I like to use them on high speed, and you're probably going to need to if you're on carpet. I find all that extra pressing a little bit tedious. One of the other things you saw, there's a bit of information on the screen, allegedly tells you about the types of dust and muck that you're picking up. There may be some basis in science for that. Personally, I think it's a bit of a gimmick and it's a bit unnecessary. What we want is a clean floor, don't we? I don't think we really need a scientific analysis of precisely what's come out of it. In common with other Dysons, we have the filter that screws off here, just with like 1/4 turn. It's a multi-filter, so it's a pre-filter and a post-filter all in one, similar to other Dysons. It's bigger than on other Dysons though, so it's not the same one as the V11 or the V10. We do have these on our site. The battery is quite large on this as well. It's a little bit larger than even on a V11. It's the quick release type with the red button on. Very similarly, these are also at the moment a lot of money. These are not old enough that the aftermarkets began making batteries for them yet. So these are still over 100 quid if you need one. Dyson do, as they go along, they always like to change things to stop, partly to thwart the parts market and thwart the aftermarket. So in this, for example, there's a different plug on the charger. The charger that fits this doesn't fit the V11, doesn't fit the V10. They love to do this. Of course, we've got the chargers in stock. The filter's not the same. The tool fittings are and aren't the same. I already discussed those with you before. So you'll think to yourself, oh yeah, they're the same, and I'll just buy one of these little electric tools for the stairs or a tool to do something else, and you'll get it and it won't fit because there'll be a slight difference on the plug. Dyson love to do this. They've done it for years. Now then, suction's one of the things. Rather than trying it on the floor, we're going to try it with the suction meter, which isn't going to be that reliable for this because when you block up a cordless, it starts to pulse. Really, it's its way of telling you it's blocked, and you can't usually get a clean seal for a suction meter on there. However, we make adapters for everything. We make this pair of adapters, for example, that would allow you. This adapter allows you to use old Dyson tools that's got that fitting, and that adapter allows you to use tools even right back to the DC01. Now, I've shown you this before. This is a vacuum suction gauge. Let's fire it on to max and just see what kind of reading we can get from it. Now we have a very small window of opportunity there. And we can see from that it pulled the gauge up to like around 100. And that's pretty much what you're going to expect off a mains machine. A smaller Dyson, maybe a Sebo. Does that translate into that you can use one of these machines as a family machine? That's the question that people often ask, because these are a lot of money. And for this kind of money, you need the machine to be good enough to do your whole house. Now, as with most Dyson cordlesses, if you've got deep pile carpet, you will not be using this. It's going to stick to the floor, you're not going to be able to push it. As we always tell people, if you've got deep pile carpet, buy a mains powered Sebo X series that self-levels. That's about all that's going to work on deep pile carpet. Now, unless you're breeding Alsatians or something like this, if you've just got a regular family home, a load of hard floors, the odd carpet here and there, maybe in the bedroom, on the stairs, yes, you can probably use one of these as your main vacuum, as long as you've got strong arms to have a workout if you need to lift it up in the air. However, should you, I suppose, is the other question. For me, I mean, these, as we know, we've got some of these, sometimes we have some of these a little bit cheaper, but on Dyson's site at the moment, they're over £600. It's a lot of money. And you can buy a nice mains powered Sebo for in the region of 400 quid. And you can buy we sell new Dyson V8s for about 225, which are a nice secondary machine. For me, I would have a main Sebo and a small Dyson V8, which is actually what I do have. I have a Dyson V10 at home and a Sebo X7. That would be my personal preference, but if you prefer a cordless machine, or you're really invested into the Dyson brand, or you like the design, and as long as you've not got particularly deep pile carpets, yes, you can use it as a whole of house machine, but you are going to have to keep on top of that filter. You're probably going to have a couple of spares, and you're going to have to become quite adept at cleaning the muck out of the Cyclone, because this is not the biggest dust container in the world, and you're also going to have to get good at cleaning these brush rolls, especially that soft one. But yes, they're a capable machine, they're a lot of money, But as with Dyson, you know, you're not only paying for the name, you're paying for the technology, aren't you? And it's a question of, do you like that technology and do you feel it's worth the investment? So thank you for watching, and we've done videos on other Dyson cordless machines as well, which you should now see popping up at either side of the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. So if you think I've missed something out or you disagree with me, you're welcome to argue with me in the comments. Tell me I'm right, tell me I'm wrong, tell me what you think. Please like the video, subscribe, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.